who will be impacted by these wage garnishments if the Trump administration does proceed with what's going on?
As of today, the only people that'll be subject to wage garnishment or having their public benefits seized this summer will be people that were in default on a loan back before March of 2020. When I say default, that's a borrower who missed somewhere between 9 months and a year of monthly payments, received notice from the government their loan was in default, and was either placed with a debt collector or placed with a piece of the Department of Education that collects on these borrowers that haven't paid for a very long time. Those 5 million people, they were all paused for the past 5 years. They're now potentially going to get their wages garnished or their benefits seized. If you get a bill every month from a student loan company for a specific amount, you're still getting billed for a monthly payment. You are not yet in default on a loan, but you could be. And we just saw some research come out from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York just a week and a half ago that says that there are millions of people on the path to going into default, and that we may see as many as another 5 million people default on a loan by the fall.
What are you hearing from borrowers when it comes to their concerns about their credit and their credit reports?
So just like the debt collection system was shut off for the past 5 years, credit reporting has also not been hurting people since back before the pandemic. This is the month that that all changed. More than 2 million people had their credit damaged this month. These are the first student loan borrowers with loans owned by the government who have had their credit damaged since before the pandemic. And that damage is significant. It can take somebody who has pristine credit and make them a subprime borrower. That means that a car loan is more expensive. They may not be able to get a mortgage. They may not be able to get a rental agreement to rent a house. It's really bad.
I know that the education department and the Trump administration is saying, well, look, you've had more than enough time to get your stuff together, and it's time to start paying back these loans. Do you agree, or do you feel like they're missing some basic points here?
At the end of the day, people have a right to make payments based on their income. You mentioned income-based repayment. That's one of those plans that lets you pay nothing at all if you have low income or you've lost your job. The government's not helping people get access to those payment options anymore. Instead, they're bringing the hammer down. And that's not borrowers' fault. It's also not lawful.
And I know you guys have taken them to court about this before. Are there any other plans to take any legal action based on this recent announcement about this May 5th default plan that's been put in place?
We're looking closely at that, but there's also action that borrowers can take. So one of the nice parts, I guess the only silver lining here about the government being the creditor, is that you have a congressman, you have two senators who are responsible for helping you navigate broken public programs. And there is no more broken of a public program than the student loan system. So you can open up what's called congressional casework with your elected official who can help you make heads or tails of your options and hold the student loan system accountable if you're not having your rights respected. You can learn more about how to do that at our website. If you go to protectborrowers.org/casework tool, we have a step-by-step guide on how to open up a case with your elected official.
What other tips or recommendations, Mike, would you give to consumers right now, to borrowers who are afraid that after May 5th, their wages are going to be garnished?
The government has to notify you before you get your wages garnished, and the government has to notify you before they take your Social Security or keep your tax refund. Those notices are supposed to go out starting in May. If you do not receive a notice and you suddenly find money being taken out of your paycheck, you may also have rights. Many states have officials that are responsible for helping you out, even if the federal government isn't there to help you. They're called state student loan ombudsmen or state student loan borrower advocates. And you can learn more about who those state advocates are and where to get help from your state government also on our website. If you go to protectborrowers.org, we have more information there too.
And should people try to reach out to their loan? I know they've been trying and it can't get through, but should they continue to be persistent?
They should try. Running away from your debt is never going to fix these problems, and the government's very good at getting its money. So the best thing you can do is make sure that those bills are accurate and that you're only paying back what you owe. But we do hear from borrowers every day that are waiting on hold to talk to somebody at a student loan company, sometimes for hours. And this chaos, this confusion, the fact that it's so hard to get somebody on the phone, it just adds to that sense of anxiety as things start to go wrong.